Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. Remember that the stock market is a manic depressive. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. Beware the investment activity that produces applause. The great moves are usually greeted by yawns. Risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. Never invest in a business you cannot understand. In the business world, the rearview mirror is always clearer than the windshield. It's far better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price, than a fair company at a wonderful price. If a business does well, the stock eventually follows. Only buy something that you'd be perfectly happy to hold if the market shut down for 10 years. Calling someone who trades actively in the market an investor is like calling someone who repeatedly engages in one-night stands a romantic. The stock market is designed to transfer money from the active to the patient. If you aren't thinking about owning a stock for 10 years, don't even think about owning it for 10 minutes. An investor should act as though he had a lifetime decision card with just 20 punches on it. Time is the friend of the wonderful company, the enemy of the mediocre. Why not invest your assets in the companies you really like? As Mae West said, "Too much of a good thing can be wonderful." The business schools reward difficult, complex behavior more than simple behavior, but simple behavior is more effective. There seems to be some perverse human characteristic that likes to make easy things difficult. Forecasts may tell you a great deal about the forecaster, they tell you nothing about the future. Buy a stock the way you would buy a house. Understand and like it such that you'd be content to own it in the absence of any market. Diversification is protection against ignorance. It makes little sense if you know what you are doing. Wide diversification is only required when investors do not understand what they are doing. Opportunities come in frequently. When it rains gold, put out the bucket, not the thimble. We always live in an uncertain world. What is certain is that the United States will go forward over time. Whether we're talking about socks or stocks, I like buying quality merchandise when it is marked down. It's better to hang out with people better than you. Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours and you'll drift in that direction. Of the billionaires I have known, money just brings out the basic traits in them. If they were jerks before they had money, they are simply jerks with $1 billion. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently. If you get to my age in life and nobody thinks well of you, I don't care how big your bank account is, your life is a disaster. I always knew I was going to be rich. I don't think I ever doubted it for a minute. You only have to do a very few things right in your life so long as you don't do too many things wrong. Honesty is a very expensive gift. Don't expect it from cheap people. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. You've got to keep control of your time, and you can't unless you say no. You can't let people set your agenda in life. In the world of business, the people who are most successful are those who are doing what they love. You keep doing the same things and you keep getting the same result over and over again. Chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. You do things when the opportunities come along. I've had periods in my life when I've had a bundle of ideas come along, and I've had long dry spells. If I get an idea next week, I'll do something. If not, I won't do a damn thing. If past history was all that is needed to play the game of money, the richest people would be librarians. The investor of today does not profit from yesterday's growth. Not doing what we love in the name of greed is very poor management of our lives. The most important investment you can make is in yourself. I insist on a lot of time being spent, almost every day, to just sit and think. That is very uncommon in American business. I read and think. So, I do more reading and thinking, and make fewer impulse decisions than most people in the business. Today people who hold cash equivalents feel comfortable. They shouldn't. They have opted for a terrible long-term asset, one that pays virtually nothing and is certain to depreciate in value.